Hey guys, I'm Cubeoid and welcome to episode 5 of my ChromatiCraft tutorial series. In this episode I'll be showing a couple of tools and some more of the basic crafting. So I'm going to be finishing off the basic crafting sections such as this one, and this one. And this one, but this isn't really recipes. But I'm pretty much finishing off everything in the basic crafting except this, because this requires a construct, but I'll probably get into the next episode, so let's just get into this episode. So the first tool, this is called the pylon compass, and to craft it, it requires 4 of any type of crystal shard, and then 4 iron ingots, then 1 aura dust. The aura dust can be obtained by these aura bloom flowers, which you can just find around, and you'll get the most... Mouse, why do you do this to me? So you can get the most out of them if you break it using one of your pickaxe or any type of tool enchanted with a what's it called again? Efficiency. Where did all of these go? We're missing something, but that's fine. Okay, so onto the actual pylon compass. So when holding it in your hand, it will show you the nearest of every single type of pylon. So you can see it's showing me all of the ones over there, and it's not showing me that one because it's that green one's closer. But if I go far away, such as like where here, this is far away. If I go like here, I don't know how far away is this from me. 5,000. But yeah, so you can see now it's working properly. So you can see most of the pylons around me are within 1,000 meters. So 600, 600, except those ones. Those two are not. Those are within like 4.5 kilometers. Ooh, that's a journey. But so you can pretty much see how it works. It doesn't show the exact position, but it shows kind of the general point. So very useful. And if you haven't gone out to find your pylons yet, then getting your progression up and getting your info fragments and then using this thing is a good way to find your pylons. Back to the home area. There we go. Oh, I don't need this anymore. There we go. Okay, on to the next thing. So the next thing here, this is called the subterranean root finder. And to craft it, it takes... they're not really too rare, but I mean, emerald is kind of the rarest thing in Minecraft, but you could probably trade a villager 21 or so wheat and get yourself an emerald. But it takes 1 emerald, 1 redstone, 2 of the aura dust, 2 nether quartz, 2 transmissive dust, and 1 stick. Transmissive dust can be obtained from these radiance bushes, and the radiance bushes are found around beaches, are found in beaches and deserts. And use a fortune pick if you want the most out of them. And right-clicking it doesn't seem to do anything, but it says subterranean, so let's go underground. Where is it? Here, cave. There we go. So I should grab a torch. There we go, torch. So let's say you're underground and you've gone on a mining spree and you've got lost and you don't know your way out. Just bring this thing with you, right click it, and follow the path it gives you. Now this path is bound to show you the quickest way out. Just follow it and you will find your way out. There, see, we are now out. Now this path is made of a whole bunch of these chroma trails, so by breaking one, it stops it, but what happens if I place one? Nothing. Never mind that. So to get rid of the actual trail, you will need yourself a elemental manipulator, and just right click on one of the trail pieces and just click, and it's gone. Then, so that's that. Incredibly useful. Back to this area. I hate chicken. Okay, back to this area. Okay, I don't need these anymore. Now I'm going to kind of show you some of the things. So you can pause the video and read this. And you can also pause the video and read this if you want to. Okay, out. Okay, on to the next thing. So this is called the Crystal Orchestra. It is crafted using 4 of any type of crystal shard, 4 note blocks, and 1 clock, and that gives you 1 crystal orchestra. When placed down, it has this kind of cool effect where it kind of spins like this. But when you open it, you can see it has this menu, and you can kind of play crystal sounds with it. So you can play all sorts of sounds. I don't know exactly how to use it, but so pretty much what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a ring of crystals around it, but these crystals must be placed in a very specific spot. So make sure you're facing north. If you don't have journey map, then that can be done by going F3, and then you can see right here where it says facing north. Face north and start with the black crystal, then the red, then green, then brown, then blue, then purple, then I don't know, is that cyan? Then light gray, dark gray, pink, light green, yellow, blue, magenta, I think, orange, white. They must be placed exactly like this, and this black one must be orientated north. If they're not in the proper position, well then this might be a bit loud, but it'll do this. When it tries to play it and it's not in the right area, it will, well, do this. There. Then, so you can see, by going to the menu, when we play the sounds, you can see it kind of sends beams out to the crystals. By clicking this, it has kind of a song in it already. Then see if we like replace that with a different colored. When it tries to play it, it should make the sound, but without it there, you're missing out. So just put them all in the right order. But you can do something special. Is you can import MIDI files. If you don't know what a MIDI file is, it's pretty much like a sound file, except instead of storing like an actual piece of music, the file stores a notes for a certain musical instrument. But does this one have it in it? No. Do I have it? I do. Wait, no, I need to click the button. I'll show you how to get this proper thing, but you can do stuff like this. And then eventually on, you'll be able to add instruments to this. Not really instruments, but you can, later on in the game, there's a way you can connect the Crystal Orchestra up to a pylons to give it pretty much a deeper note. It gives it access to more notes. Yes, I have all of Megalovania. Okay, enough of that. So I'm going to show how to actually get that MIDI file. Not that exact one, but please work window capture. Yay, it worked. Oh, I've got 2 open. I should only have 1. There we go. So, pretty much this folder is on my desktop right now, so you can see it's users, desktop, folder. So then you can see I have this in here. Now you need to get the location of this file. You need to be able to tell the Crystal Orchestra this is the file of music you want to play. It must be a MIDI file. There's many types of MIDI files you can find for all sorts of music. A lot of video game music, Mario, that kind of stuff. You like that? Real songs, you can get that too, whatever you want. But as long as it's a MIDI file, it will attempt to play it. Some MIDI files don't work, but most of them do. So pretty much what I found works best is click rename. Don't rename it, just Control C this, then go up here, put a slash, and then this, and then copy all of it, and then go back to Minecraft. I get rid of the window capture. There we go. Back to Minecraft. Go here. Then in the Crystal Orchestra, you paste the file location here. It says use this and not that, but I used the kind of left-facing one, and it works just fine. Then once you've pasted it in there, click this, and then to play whatever you've just given it, give it a redstone pulse. And another thing you can do with it is actually, where's nether quartz? Here it is. So you can see if we get far away from it, it's like it doesn't have that far of a range, but if you want to increase its range, then put a block of quartz underneath. Now it can be heard everywhere. Well, its range is just incredibly big. But putting the block of quartz will also enable it to connect to pylons when you have the right progression. Using the crystalline stone does the same thing. Apparently not, but yeah. I'll leave that there. While that's going, I will show the entry for it. These crystal lamps I'll show how to craft in a minute, but it's fairly simple. Crystal Orchestra, so you can see, it pretty much says you can pause the video and read this, but over here you can see it can be connected to a repeater network to play the repeaters with the music. Place on top of nether quartz or crystalline stone. Place on top of nether quartz to broadcast the sound. So by placing on top of nether quartz, it will, well, the sound it makes will be broadcasted, well, everywhere. At least I believe. So that's still going. So, well, that's still going. I will show you these. So these are crystal lamps. Pretty much you need 4 of whatever type of crystal shard you want. They must all be the same, but then you just need 3 stone slabs, and that gives you the crystal lamp. I'm giving it a redstone pulse will cause it to play a note. This thing's just about done. But yeah, so you can see giving this thing the crystal a redstone pulse will cause it to play its note. So yeah, pretty simple, but they look kind of nice. So this is crystal glass. It's pretty much made using 4 of whatever type of crystal shard. They must all be the same color, but it could be whatever color as long as they're all the same. Then 5 pieces of glass, and that gives you 16 of crystal glass. And you can see there's all the colors of the crystals. And placing them does make the crystal sound. So does walking on it. So you can see I got all of them here. Now, this stuff is interesting. This defensive glass. I'll talk more about it in a minute, but I'll show you how to craft it. It needs 4 pieces of glass, 1 glowstone dust, 1 void essence, 2 fixation dust, and 1 motive dust. Now I'll show you where to get these. So void essence can be gotten by breaking these void reeds. If you want more, cut it with shears and then put it in a grinder. And which one is it? It's an ore, right? why are there? Never mind. Then where are the other dusts? Here, yeah. So then these Lumalotuses give the fixation dust, and these ender flowers give motive dust. So that's where we can get these. And breaking them with shears, we'll pick them up, and putting them in a RotaryCraft grinder will be your best option for getting the most out of your flower. If you want to know more about the RotaryCraft grinder, then I have a video on that. But so that's how you craft it, and it's kind of interesting. It's this kind of glass with this kind of rainbow kind of side, and should go here. I'll just show the entry quickly for it. Where is it? You know, while I'm here, I'll show the crystal glass. So it just says, when you look at glass, your first thought is that it's too clear, too inert. So it pretty much just says you can just pause the video if you want to read these. But here it is, defensive glass. So you can pretty much pause the video, read this if you feel like it. But yeah, it calls the creeper a leaf bomb, which I guess is what they are. But yeah, so this defensive glass, what you can do is you can pretty much, let me just grab all my stuff here. So pretty much, if you have a bow, it's like shooting a bow at a normal block stops it, but if you shoot the defensive glass, passes straight through. So mobs and stuff will not be able to walk through this, but you can shoot through it. Potions go through it as well. RotaryCraft fireball launcher also goes straight through it. But tech guns, unfortunately, are blocked by it. So you can't mow down zombies with your gun using the glass. So, yep, and you can see here, it definitely does let it go straight through. So that's the defensive glass. Pretty useful. It looks pretty good. Sometimes these kind of lines appear on it, so you can see, and sometimes symbols can appear on it. So you can see this is the symbol for the pink one. I don't know the names, and even if I did, I'm not going to attempt to pronounce them. But so it does kind of have not really an animation, but it has these little textures that change on it. Just get rid of all of that. So this is the crystal music trigger. I'll show the lexicon entry. Where is it? Down here. So it says you have spent wasted hours sitting there punching crystals. Pause the video to read this if you feel like it. But yeah, and it says just read this if you want to know about it. It is crafted using 4 shielding stones, so you're going to have to break up a burrow or something like that. 1 chromic dust. The chromic dust is gotten from this is the energized rock. You get the chromic dust from it. Yep. So back to this, and then you also need an aura dust, a redstone, 2 gold ingots, and that gives you 4 crystal music triggers. And they look kind of like this. They got these 4 flashing things, but what you want to do is place a crystal lamp on top. So you can see crystal lamps normally look like that, but when placed on top, they look like this. And you can change kind of the note depending on which of these you click. So like, so and they are also controlled by redstone. I can't place it on the ground because I'm using 1.710, but you can see it definitely does play a note. Yeah, so it plays that note. But yep, so that's the crystal music trigger. Depending on the strength of a redstone signal, it will change the note, but I'm not going to set up a thing to show that. Okay, so get rid of the stuff in my inventory. There we go. So this is ethereal barrier. To craft it, you need 2 lapis lazuli, 1 piston, 3 redstone, 1 ender pearl, and 2 glowstone, and that gives you 9 ethereal barrier. And it looks like this. By placing it down, it connects. It does glow, but you can see by putting it around, it will kind of thicken up until you can make a whole kind of block of it. Just kind of break this. Ooh. It's kind of hard to hit, but yeah. So, and it looks pretty cool, but yeah, so you can't really pass through it, but you're going to need to craft something else to be able to get through it. So to do that, you're going to need one of these ethereal keys, and they're not that expensive. It just takes an ender pearl, 3 iron ingots, 1 lapis lazuli, and 1 redstone. And right-clicking on it actually opens it. Oh, that key's linked. Let's get some new stuff here. So you can see right-clicking on does nothing, but holding shift and right-click will link it to your key. Then right-clicking it will cause it to open, and then you can walk right through. And I believe it is linked to your character. Okay, so that's the ethereal barrier and the key. This is the ownership expansion key. Something I should have explained earlier is that if you had 2 players, if you're playing multiplayer with like your friend or whatever on a server that has ChromatiCraft installed, you may have realized that when they tried to use your casting table, it said this is not your casting table, because depending on who crafted and placed down the block, that block is now linked to them and they own it, and other people will not be able to use it. But if you don't want to have to craft multiple casting tables for different people, then giving your friend one of these ownership expansion keys will allow them to right-click on it and be able to get in. At least I think that's how it works. I actually have no idea because I have no friends and can't play with anybody, but yep. So on to the last thing. Now this is the corrosion resistant cell. Before I talk about that, I'm going to show you the entries for these. So we got the ethereal barrier here, so you can pause the video and watch this. I mean not watch, read. And I go here, so the ethereal key, so you can pause the video and read this. Now the ownership expansion key, so it says you are sharing a house with a friend, but when they try to use any of your constructions from casting table to the ritual table, all they got in return was a clear message of not yours. Time to rectify this. So pretty much I believe you can expand their ownership pretty much. Before while I'm in the book, I might as well show the corrosion resistant cell. I'm going to be honest, I kind of don't know what this thing does, but you can pause the video and read this. But it talks about how those star-shaped things you found do not seem to mix well with electrical hardware. Indeed, to your horror, putting them in your crystal-based storage network caused the entire system to experience cascading failures. Some time ago, you did pass a villager who offered a shielded storage unit, but the idiot first demanded you to venture 5,000 blocks into the middle of nowhere and asked for the smashed remains of some of the very items you want to store. Screw him and his device. You will create your own superior version. No fetch quests for random items or no random places required. And it is crafted, so you have to have applied energistics installed. But this is crafted using 2 shielding stone, 1 nether quartz, 2 redstone, and 3 of the unknown fragments. And then 1 4K ME storage cell, and that gives you a corrosion resistant cell. I kind of don't know what these have, so you can see I can have the 4K ME storage cell in here, and the corrosion resistant cell. And I have some of these unknown artifacts. Oh, they're bouncing me around, but you can see I have some in there, and nothing's happening. I mean, I could put other stuff in there. Thing seems to be working just fine. Now this one, you can see I can put them in there. Things just fine. I don't know what it's for. If anyone watching this video at some point knows what it's for, then please tell me in the comments. But I think I've covered everything I have here so far, so thank you for watching the video. If you like this video, then like, and if you want to see other mod tutorials like this, and be notified when I post a continuation to any of my mod tutorial series, then subscribe to my channel. And thank you for watching again.